Hello, my name is Daniel Roloff, and I'm here to do my older adult oral video presentation for Social Work 501 for Widener University. And let's begin. So, my subject, 69-year-old Caucasian male. He is currently living in California's Central Valley, and he hails from southwest of Detroit, Michigan, in a suburb that is mostly Eastern European descendant. He's got um, he's raised primarily by his mother and father. He has two. He's an older sibling, um, and a younger sibling, and he sees them as like his his first set of siblings. And then there was another set of siblings when he was, I believe, 18 years old or 16 years old. Um, he had another sister, and then two brothers, or a brother and then another sister followed that. So he kind of sees them as like being a second family, and he almost sees them as being like the children, and he's more of an uncle to them, or almost a parent to them. He was married once when he was 24, and married again when he was in his 30s. He has no major health concerns and has no biological children of his own. So the stage that I chose to pick was stage 7 of psychosocial development, maturity. So in this stage, we have ego, um, genervarity versus stagnation. So basically, this is the stage of life to reflect back, take a look at what's happened, decide on whether or not you're happy with that, and hopefully there'll be a sense of fulfillment and feelings of wisdom, the ability to kind of pass on some of that wisdom, feel like you're a productive member of society. And if that is not achieved, then we're looking at regrets and bitterness, despair, feelings of being less than. And this bipolar crisis, people are at risk becoming self-absorbed. So again, feeling useless, not like they're up to snuff, not that they feeling like they haven't achieved anything with their life. This is past the point of life where most people see themselves as um, they're past the point of having children. They're past the point generally of raising a family. My subject, he retired from the Navy after 24 years of serving the Navy, and I mean, before joining the Navy, he actually had a career teaching. He gained a bachelor's in I believe history, and then got his teaching degree. Worked for 3 or 4 years as a third grade teacher. And actually, it was funny because the first year he became a third grade teacher, that was uh, one of his siblings was in the third grade. So that's how far apart he was from his family. Anyway, the um, going on through, he did 24 years in the Navy, and then after retiring from the Navy, did 12 more years working at a casino, just kind of doing remedial things so he could um, increase his financial gains. So, looking at some of the things that my subject does is protective. Um, so, not working has had a really big impact on his life. It's changed because there's not the constant activity and demands of working. So he's joined up with his local YMCA and does a fitness class that he attends. He sees it as kind of his job, and he goes Monday through Friday. It's something that gives him a sense of regularity, and also he enjoys the physical fitness aspect of it. in his personal life, he never had any kids, and he says he never regretted it. His younger brother and sister, he thought them as children. And one of the things that he said, which really struck with me, was, "Well, if I missed out on something, I'll never know about it." Which I think that to me is evidence that he is being successfully moving through this stage of his life, because he's not bitter about it. He looks at it the way it is and doesn't really seem to have too many regrets. Professionally, he's proud of what he accomplished. So one of the things he's really proud of is, for the Navy, he ran the tobacco cessation program. So he helped a lot of people stop smoking, and also he was a dental technician in the Navy. And one of the things that he accomplished while he was there was he actually wrote the curriculum and helped get the Naval Dental Tech School accredited. So when people went through the class and learned how to make prosthetics, they would actually be accredited through the civilian side, so that they would actually gain college credit for that, which is a huge deal, and that affected a lot of people very positively. So without the work, there's a lot of time to think and be bored. Financial problems can be a problem in retirement. We have lots of our elderly, they're not able to have the same type of employment due to physical limitations or mental limitations due to technological advances, or seeing, hearing impairment, things like that. So that could be something that's a huge default for people that are in that age bracket. And the subject kind of got around some of that by heavily investing and financing his retirement. That's something he got from his mother. And then also, another protective factor he has too is his wife. So his wife also had a career. She also retired. She also receives a pension. And he said that without her working, he wouldn't be able to have put as much into retirement. So he wouldn't have been able to prepare for this stage of life. And it definitely would have been a lot different if he didn't feel financially comfortable. So we got some biopsychosocial factors and events that may have facilitated or inhibited the resolution of this psychological crisis. So he's in overall good health and fitness. I've met the subject in at various 5K runs that I went to prior to knowing him. He's a member of a group that I'm with called Team RWB, Team Red, White, and Blue, and that's a group that's dedicated to help get veterans fit. And he joined it just because he likes running. So I met him there, and the first time I went out, he blew me off the track. He finished that 5K in just over 20 minutes, and I was probably about 10 minutes behind him. So supportive friends and family. He also has a strong family. His wife is very supportive of him. His brothers and sisters are all in good communication. He's in good financial standing in retirement. He's not worried about money. They have investments. They have rental properties. They have ways to keep themselves secure in their level of life where they're at. He has a master's level education, which several studies have found that education is a protective factor for health and well-being, and for many other things. So that's always a good thing. Good social network. Again, member of Team RWB. He's at lots of social events. He's participates in activities and classes at the YMCA. And then some of the things that are problems, some of the things that are kind of don't help, are friends passing away, friends and family members getting ill, friends and family members not being around is is a factor that kind of detracts. Um, Loss of his parents. He lost his father in midlife. His mother just recently passed away. And illness of his younger sister. So his youngest sister is in her early 40s and just had a severe stroke. And it's been, as far as I can evaluate, a a positive experience for him and a negative experience. A negative experience in seeing the mortality and the effects of his sister taking ill and the fact that she needs someone to take care of her. She can't support herself and she needs lots of help physically to do things. But personally, he was in a position where he was able to buy her a house and help get the house set up and get all the factors that she needs together to help her survive in her situation. So his second wife, he met her in Mexico. He's living in San Diego. And his first wife, she was 17, he was 24. They were in different phases of their life. He bought a house. He was trying to work as a teacher. And things just didn't work out. The marriage fell apart. And he attributes that to the relationship that they had. And his relationship with his second wife, he said that they communicated differently. And they were actually, she was independent. She didn't need him. They were more partners than they were anything else. One of the things that he really took from his father too was he started investing. He started reading books on investment, diversifying his portfolio. He invested most of his money and lived off his wife's salary. And then when the market dropped in 2007, the housing bubble that lots of people had issues with, he continued to invest, and he took that as an opportunity to make his retirement viable. So his father was in the Marines in World War II. He was in the Japanese theater. He was an electrician, and he actually struck out his own company for a short time. And he really looked up to his father. He idolized him. His father was emotionally distant and may have had some issues with PTSD, some experiences that he had during the war. He never talked about it. But at the same time, he was a great provider, and he was a man that he looked up to. His mother was a stay-at-home mother. She was a provider, and the way he phrased it was, he said, "My mom, I respected my father. I loved my mother. I know my mother loved me." And one thing that he really got from it is whenever he came home, she was happy to see him. So no matter what it was, he could tell that she had a positive impact in her life. And when his father passed away, he had enough money to help her live comfortably. And she died when she was 88, just a couple years back when subject was in his early 60s. And again, I think that's one of those things that he didn't get to learn. His father never reached. His father died at a younger age than he is currently, so he never got to see where that part of his life would take him. But in his mother, he saw that there was happiness, there was the ability to still be an impact in people's lives, and that there was still the ability to be a positive role model and whatnot. So in that, I think he gained a lot from her, and in how he treated people and how he viewed himself. So it looks like I'm running out of time for part 1. Part 2 will be in another video. Thank you.